And 15, Jesus said, if you love me, if you love me, if you love me, is that right? Keep my commandment.
Yeah.
If you love me, keep mine. Some people say, you know, I love you. But they always tearing you down. Is that right? If you love something, then you'll do your best to protect it.
That's right, Pastor.
Is that right?
That's right.
Treat it right. If you love me, keep my commandment. And whosoever has my commandment and keep them, he is who loved me. Listen what John 14 and 21 says. Somebody read that.
He that hath my commandments.
14 and 21.
He that hath my, I'm sorry, Shepherd. 14 and 21.
Yeah.
He that hath my commandments and keepeth them, he it is that loveth me.
He that loveth me.
And he that loveth me shall be loved of my Father, yes, and I will love him and will manifest myself.
Listen, when you love God, when you love Jesus, yes, sir, God loves you too. See, in teaching school, not that we didn't love the little boy that was always cutting up, but he got on your last nerve.
I know you're right.
Is that right? Look back to me, you ought to get tired of saying, sit down, come here. Is that right? Mama could just look at us.
I know you're right.
And we sit down and we'd open our mouth. Love is what love does.
That's it, Pastor. That's it.
Love is what love does. Love is an action word.
Yes, sir.
How many people have you heard say, I love God, I love the church, but never show up at church until death or somebody going to jail or somebody going to surgery? As I said tonight, I can't wait till I get in trouble to pray.
I know you're right.
I got to pray while the sun is shining. Is that right? Daniel had some midnight crisis. But in Daniel, the 6th chapter and the 10th verse, even after he heard what they said, the book said Daniel continued to do what he did aforetime.
That's right.
See, you can't quit coming to church because of the virus. You ain't stop eating. You haven't stopped going to the grocery store.
That's right.
And when it comes down to serving God, you need to stop using my common sense. See, this thing is about trusting God, about having faith in God. I said this morning, if God took care of Daniel in a lion's den, if God took care of the Hebrew boys in a fiery furnace, and yet they turned it up higher than before. If God took care of them and brought them out, if God divided the Red Sea and allowed Moses and the Israelites to walk through on dry ground, that same God is alive today and doing well.
That's right.
And then the Bible says in Romans 15 and 4, whatsoever thing was written aforetime. If you've been on this earth at the time, you ought to have faith in God and know that there's something that God will do. I don't need Daniel. I don't need the Hebrew boys. I don't need Paul and Silas. I'm a witness as to what God can do. And there are witnesses here tonight.
What he done for me, John.
That what he did do for each of us.
I don't need nobody to tell
That's
my
right.
story.
You can't tell my story better than I can. Because you really don't know my old story. And nobody but God brought you out of the mess that you was in. And somebody listening to me tonight, life was in a mess.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
But God reached in.
Oh yeah, I'm a witness.
Pastor, I don't care nothing about nobody getting tired of me
That's right. Don't be ashamed to talk about what you used to be. And if somebody walk up and say, you used to be a drunk, you used to be a prostitute, you used to be a drug, tell them, yes, but I'm a changed individual. I met a man by the name of Jesus that made the difference in my life. I'm not what I used to be. Isn't that so? The next thing, man, thank you, something right on the board, that the motive for being obedient. The next one is that we should obey God in order to keep a clear conscience.
Yeah.
A clear conscience. When you and I sin, it reminds us that we've done wrong.
Yeah.
David prayed a prayer and said, Lord, have mercy on me. He didn't talk about all the other folks that he had been messing with. But he said, Lord, have mercy on me. Yes, sir. My sin is ever before. When I lay down, it lay down with me. When I get up, it get up with me. When I sit at my table to eat dinner, it is there with me. I hear David say, Lord, create in me a clean heart. And then he goes down to the 11 and 12. But then I will teach transgress. You ain't got no testimony worthwhile until you have gone through something.
That's right.
Yeah. You heard Mom and them talk about the Lord, but you got to have an experience with God for yourself. Isn't that right?
That's right, Pastor.
The next thing we should obey God because we are to honor Him. We don't want to present our body. Don't just present anything to God when you become saved. Yes, sir. And when you're a sinner, when you come out of the world, you got to come just as you are.
That's right.
A liar, a thief, a robber, a homemonger, and all of that. But when Christ comes into your life, you just can't present anything to God and think God going to be pleased with it. Are you with me?
Oh, yeah.
It's a little different now. When I was teaching in school, I didn't allow students just to fumble up some paper and wrinkle it up and then turn it into me. It looked all nasty and want me to read it. Write it over.
Right.
Neat. That's right. Where does it start? It starts at home.
Right.
Don't wait till your child get a job and then he try to learn how to work. Teach him how to make up his bed, her bed. Sweep the floor. Teach them how to wash dishes. You ought not have no dishes in the sink from Friday to Saturday. And you finish eating. Wash the dishes. Because the longer you let the plate sit there with food in it, it gets harder in the plate.
That's right.
Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
We'll obey God. We should obey God because we desire to receive blessings. I can't stress it enough that when you obey God, blessing will overtake you.
I know you're right.
I don't care who don't like it.
I know you're right.
I don't care who try to hold back. Blessings will overtake you. You don't have to go looking for them. You don't have to be begging for them. God knows where you are. And He'll send somebody right by to bless you. Blessings will overtake you.
That's right.
Isn't that so?
Yes, sir.
We should obey God because we desire to receive personal blessing. Yes, God has been good.
Because we desire to receive Christian
Blessing. You know, sometimes, the devil also blesses.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
And you see, you can't get right standing on the outside. If you want to be, if you want a better life, if you want to do what God said do, you got to come in, and then you got to be taught and trained.
Go out.
Are you with me?
Go out, man.
I tell preachers all the time, don't you can't pastor on the outside. You got to wait till you get in. And then you don't start pastoring right away. Sometimes it takes a pastor 15 to 20 years before he comes to pastor. Some of folks have to die out. Because everything you come up with, they're going to oppose. I've been here. I was here before you got here. You been ahead of them long before I got here. Is that right? And the only remedy, the only thing that can handle the devil is Jesus himself.
Pastor, you know what I noticed? Excuse me, my sister. What I noticed about the heads, they there all the time. You know this from experience. And they have such a influence, impact on, you know, the weaklings. That everything, this is what I've seen. Everything the pastors say, they go against it, and the people that go against it with them ain't got sense enough to even read a book.
That's right.
But they go along with that stuff, and it's just so dangerous how people in the forefront like that mislead other folk, and everybody going to hell.
Yeah. See the danger of it.
Yes, sir.
And we getting ready, perhaps to point officers and leaders, perhaps this year.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you got to be careful of who you put over the choir.
That's right.
If the choir is a hellion and don't like the pastor, then she gonna teach others.
That's right.
They hate the pastor. You can't have nobody over the choir that's not a tither.
Right. Other people.
I wish I had some help here.
You're right.
They've been dimes and quarters and penny givers.
Right.
I had a person in the leader, and I hope they hear me tonight. They wanted to have a choir member wanted to have a pew penny rally, where you bring in all of your pennies. I don't want your pennies. I want some of your dollars.
I know you're right.
Even the bank now don't want your pennies.
Right. That's right.
Pennies, quarters, nickels, and dimes.
You sitting up in church, you driving a Mercedes Benz, and you coming in here putting in $10 and thinking you done something. You got a stolen car sitting on the parking lot. Got on some stolen clothes, stolen rings. Is that right?
That's right, Shepherd.
When you come in from the outside into the church, where you can do what 2 Timothy 2:15, study to show thyself approved. Right on the board. If you can't teach them, you can't lead them.
That's right.
If you can't teach them,
Can't reach him.
you can't reach them, you can't lead them. See. Yeah. And so we obey him. We obey God. We should obey God because we desire a deeper walk with him.
That's right,
Right
Pastor.
there. That's it.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Some folks don't come to church until Sunday morning, the next Sunday morning.
Yes, sir.
Some people car ain't never been on empty.
Amen.
Yeah. And And your car and my car, sometimes we pull up, we got to put $40 or $50 in it to fill it up because you done drove all the gas out of it. One of my deacons, I.B. Johnson, is dead now, but he told one of the members, boy, you ought not go to bed with your gas hand empty. Tank empty. You don't know when you're going to have to get out of town. You don't know when the tornado going to come up, and you got to try to hunt up some place to get some gas. You ought at least to have enough gas to get 100 or 200 miles away. You driving a Cadillac, a Lincoln, and pulling up to the service station, talking about put in $2. If that's all you can put in, you might not be able to afford a Lincoln or Cadillac. Get you some other car that don't drink so much gas.
That's right.
You can't, Dr. T.J. Jefferson, president of the National Baptist Convention, say you can't sit high and pay low.
I know you're right. All right.
You want to grab the tree when it comes time to offering.
Right.
And you're going to stick your hand way down to the bottom of the bucket and drop 2 cents in there. And then want to take my money in the back room and count. No, it don't work like that.
That's right. That's right, sir.
I'm watching what you put in the tray. And as a poor individual that don't watch people what they do in the church.
That's right.
Jesus took a seat and watched the people as they came by and what they dropped in. And then he taught his disciples. He said, yo, you put in something. But there was a woman came by, put in 2 mites. And she put in more than all of you. Yeah. Do we give to be seen?
I hear you.
Or do we give because we love God? Is that right?
That's right.
The next one, Tracy, we give. We should obey God because obedience is best for us all. I believe it's in Denver or somewhere today. Somebody got shot in Michigan. They want to kill the governor, kidnap and kill her. I said this morning that sick folks are all around us.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yes, sir.
I wish I could stand here tonight and say everybody that's in the world is well, but some folks are sick in mind.
Yes, in the head.
They're scheming right now how to take advantage of other people. Is that right?
That's right.
But if God is for you,
I know you're right, Pastor.
He's more than the world against you. Is that right?
That's right.
Erase that. Let me close with this. The greatest mistake we can make. The greatest mistake that we can make. And Sister Hayes read number 32 and 23. The greatest mistake we can make. Number 1, Tracy. Number 1, sin will affect our fellowship with God. It affects our fellowship with God. 1 John 1 verse 7 through 9. The next one, sin is serious.
Yes, sir.
And then he says, only the death of Christ could atone for our sin. only the death of Christ could atone for sin. Consider how serious when you're tempted. Sin, Tracy, will affect your family.
Oh, yes, sir. I'm a witness.
Yes, sir. Oh, yes.
I'm a witness.
It'll affect your family.
Yeah.
Tear your family up.
Yeah. Go to Romans 14 and 7 right quick. Romans 14 and 7. Sin. And we laugh at sin. And sin is serious.
Yes, it is.
All right.
Romans 14 and 7 says, for none of us liveth to himself, and no man dieth to himself.
No one lives to himself. Somebody will pick up what you and I do.
That's right, Pastor.
Somebody's eyes on us other than God himself.
Yes, sir. That's right.
And then somebody will say it's right because pastor does it or either brother so-and-so does it. But is it right in God's eyesight?
That's right. That's right.
That's it.
Yeah, you have to be careful. The class you sit in on Sunday morning in Sunday school.
That's right, Pastor.
You have to be careful of the class that you sit in on Wednesday night.
That's right.
All you got to do is look at the person that's trying to teach you. Are they following the leadership of the pastor?
That's right.
That's it.
Jesus said in 1 Corinthians 11 and 1, Paul said, follow me as I follow Christ. Look at them. Look at them. You want to rule my daughter and your children run
All
right.
right.
I know you're right.
Is that right?
That's right.
See, godparents. We go around just to look anybody to be godparents. Godparents give some sound advice.
That's right. Yes, sir.
Help you to rear your children in a way then you need to look at what they've done with their own children before you start selecting, say godparents.
That's right, Pastor. That's right.
Godparents mean more than buying a pair of shoes.
That's right.
Godparents don't be, when you start acting foolish, sometimes you have to talk to the mama first before you start talking to the children. See,
That's right.
and thank God for the children that are here. But where's your children? We did the convention one time in Umstead, Ohio, with that Ohio Baptist State Convention.
Amen.
And the lady was complaining, and she said to the
For
president,
children.
no children. And the president, the lady turned around and said, what?
Where yours at?
Where's your children?
Bring yours.
If you bring your babies.
That's what she told her.
Mama never carried us to church.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That's right.
Dragged us to church.
That's right. There's no choice.
And you have taken your children out of the choir, out of the usher board, and let them join some activities on the outside
It happens.
and make you late for church.
Help us today, Pastor.
Yeah.
Pastor, you remember them old ladies, I think it was the missionary society that it'd be a whole bunch of old ladies. And my great grandmother was in the missionary society. And whenever they met, instead of getting a babysitter, I had to go to the missionary society meeting and sit up there and smell liniment the
Yeah.
whole meeting. Go home, couldn't hardly breathe for smelling liniment and being gay. But I had to go, and was glad to go. I had to go.
Yeah. I can't understand it. And maybe one day the Lord may get married again and he start another family. But I can't understand.
Kill the baby. It nerves.
I can't understand how you can come to church and leave a house full of children at home.
Right.
If the church is good for you, isn't it good for your children?
Well, so Pastor, with me, it was a house full of kids. Both of them didn't have to go. Grandma made me go. Both of them didn't know they didn't have to go.
Thank you, daughter. Thank you. Thank you all tonight. Thank you, Lord.
If they told the truth, they know I ain't lying. I had to go to church and they didn't.
Reverend Hudson used to get whooping all the time. And 3 or 4 more whooping would have did him good.
It wouldn't hurt me none. Yes, sir. True story. Man, I'll be the only kid in the whole neighborhood at church. All the rest of y'all playing baseball, I'll be at church with grandpa.
Thank you so very much for being here on tonight.